So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is first thing in the morning, raining pretty hard. It's been raining on and off for the last couple days. Yesterday, we sawed a bunch more red oak on the sawmill. This morning, I'm just gonna walk out here to the clearing in the field. I got me a nice umbrella here. We're gonna see what it looks like after all that rain. That buckwheat that I planted should start coming up within like 5 days. I planted it 4 days ago, and we started getting rain 2 days ago. Well, I don't see much yet. I don't see anything yet. Actually I do. Starting. We definitely have enough water on it, that's for sure. We need some sunshine over the next couple days, and I think we'll be good. When I get back, we need to go pick up the Blu Ru. It's been in the shop. Had to sink a little bit of money into the Blu Ru. I wasn't sure what to do, but the air conditioning wasn't working. Needed a new compressor. The control arms were bad, ball joints, a few other things. A little over $2,000. All right, we just got back, just picked up the Blu Ru, but we had a lot of work done to this. The air conditioner wasn't working, and the compressor needed replaced, the belt. What else did we have done? The control arms, both sides, they were shot, ball joints, few other things. Total spent was over $2,500. It's got 130,000 miles on it, and it's just one of those things. You know, there's no winning with cars no matter what you do. Very seldom do you ever win on cars. You know, people say they're a horrible investment. I wouldn't even call them an investment. It's just kind of a cost of living. If you want to go places, you need a car. But what's tough about this car is probably worth $6,500, and I just spent over $2,500 to get everything fixed. And there's still a few things that will need fixed probably within the next year, like wheel bearings. They're making a little bit of noise. They're not bad, but that'll probably be the next thing. But like I said, it's worth $6,500. You put $2,500 into it, it's still worth $6,500. It's not like you put that money into it and it's now worth $9,000, but it's just the way it is. It's been a pretty decent car. A lot of people swear by the Subarus. I think they do fantastic in the snow. They've got that figured out, but it is hard on brakes. I mean, 130,000 miles, you're going to expect some problems, but that's the thing. Nothing man-made will last forever. You know, you've got anything that moves. You know, you've got fatigue, you've got lubricants that break down. You're just going to have things fall apart. And I was thinking, this is something interesting. Levi got a new Tesla the other day, and I was doing some thinking about it. I'm like, there's a lot less moving parts on a Tesla than there is a car like this. And I've never really considered an EV until recently, but that may be my next move after the Blu Ru dies. A Tesla has less than 100 moving parts, and you know, it's got the electric motors and bearings and things like that, but even your fans for your air conditioner, your power windows, you all have parts that move. But still, 100 parts or less on a Tesla, where like this car is somewheres around 2,000 moving parts. So that's something to consider. It is. That's a huge, huge difference. But like I said, they're not an investment. They're just, they're an expense. They could be an investment though, if you pick the right one and you don't use it and wear it out. Like this truck right here, 1970 Ford Highboy, new. This truck sold for probably $3,800. If you would have bought this truck back in 1970, pulled it inside a climate-controlled shop, and didn't run it, it would probably be worth $80,000 today. Maybe more than that. Can you imagine if you could find one of these with like under 100 miles on it? It'd probably be worth 100 grand. But like I said, you got to pick the right one. Not all cars, just because they're old, have a lot of value. These do. If you would have bought one of them, boy, that would have been something, wouldn't it? Huh. Wonder if there's any of them out there. Just noticed something. Got a little bonus here. That must be a magnet. Yep. Oh, this isn't good. This was laying right here. Levi just drove home with that laying there. And this, the hood was closed on this magnet. Well, I did it. It's almost June, but I don't care. It's cold out. Started a fire. Feels fantastic. It really does. We're going to go down to the sawmill. It's cold and rainy outside, and I want to get a fire going. So when I come back up in here, I'll be nice and toasty. Because there's nothing like wood heat. There's just not. But as far as the Subaru goes, I called that place, that bracket. He apologized over and over. It was for the old compressor for the air conditioner, and they just left it sitting in there, and his magnet as well. But like I said, there is no winning on cars. Very seldom. I did pretty good in my opinion. Actually real good on trading in the Yukon Denali on that expedition. I was very, very happy with that deal. You know, little victories. All right, we went down to the sawmill. We'll just kind of fly through this. I've been doing quite a few sawmill videos. But this is another red oak right here. This is actually one of the nicest ones we've done in the past week. It's like 99% clear. Beautiful stuff. This log was probably only 22 inches in diameter, but we got a lot of lumber out of it. But I want to show you a couple things. Right here, we're leveling it up again. That way, when you're done with it, you'll have a 4x4 right in the center of the log where it's prone to checking and cracking. So it's important to get that thing leveled up on the mill. And what we're doing here, we're sawing some nice wide boards. The first few that we took off underneath the slabs, we will saw those into stickers here in just a minute. And when you're sawing those stickers, it's real nice to have something strong on the back side of it. Because when you put those boards up and you put the clamp on it, it wants to kind of bow the boards. So you'll see what I do here. I'm working down towards a 4x4, but this piece left is probably 4 inches by 10 inches. And now we'll put these boards up, and we'll do two things here. We're going to trim the bark off of these, and then we'll take a little bit more and get some nice stickers for stacking and stickering lumber. And then you flip them over, clean up the other side, like so, and we will be down to a 4x4 right in the center of the log. Just about done with this one. When there's two of us working here, I don't know, we can do one of these logs in 15-20 minutes without really killing ourselves. This is the second one right here. Same thing, leveling that log up, start sawing. That second cut right there will go to stickers once we're all done, just like the last one. All we need to do is start cutting up all of those slabs, and we will be to the point where we're using every single part of the log, which has been a goal of mine. It's just not always easy to achieve. But yeah, we're flying through this one as well. This log here is probably actually like a black oak maybe. It's in the red oak family. It all goes as red oak. Not quite as nice as the previous log, but here we're doing more stickers, and we'll finish up with another 4x4 in the bottom. And then here you'll see a truck coming down the road. This is our a tree guy. He's done Jordan Miller You've seen him in some of our videos in the past. I got a big tree up by the house and I'm going to need some help with, well, a lot of help. It's going to be crane work. But Jordan stopped by here to look at it. It's kind of funny. If you look up by the driveway, you'll see a turkey cross here in a minute. So it's been a couple days since I even turned on a camera. Been very busy. And then yesterday, we had a birthday party here for granddaughter Thea. That went really well. We had a guy bring a couple ponies. They had a pony ride, bunch of good food. It was kind of cold. It's been cold for a while, which leads me to my next topic. The food plot is not doing well at all. I'm not sure. I think I know what the problem is. It's just too cold is what it is. That buckwheat, you know what? Let's just go take a look at it. So I was out here the other day. I think that was like 2 or 3 days ago when it was raining real hard. And we had a bunch of rain. And I thought for sure that buckwheat would be coming up. A lot of people say it starts germinating like in 3 to 5 days. Really, really fast. Well, so far, I'm not seeing anything. And I think it's just because it's too cold. Now, I haven't been out here for 2 days. Right now, still doesn't look good. I mean, I don't see anything growing. It's been a week. We definitely had the rain. And I'm convinced it's because it's just been too cold. Most people plant buckwheat probably, I don't know, another couple weeks from now at the earliest. But I had a reason that I wanted to plant it this time of year. And that is this. This worthless, useless Japanese stiltgrass. Okay, this stuff is just starting to come up right now. And I wanted to get the buckwheat established because it really crowds out anything. It just makes a shade canopy over top of everything, and that stiltgrass won't grow up. So I thought, you know what? I think we're past the frost, which we have been. I think I'm just going to go ahead and plant it, get it growing, and that should keep the Japanese stiltgrass out. But it is just too cold. Buckwheat likes the warmer temperatures, from what I have been reading. And like this morning, I got up at 4:30, I checked the temp, and it was 37 degrees outside. Yesterday, it may have hit 60. I need some 70-degree temperatures. I think it's gonna be okay. Like I said, it's not like it started to come up and we had a hard frost or anything like that. I think it's just kind of slow going. I mean, worst case scenario, and I don't think it'll come to this, once it does warm up, if I don't see any action, I can just drag it, reseed it, drag it again, and it'll grow. But like I said, it's almost June. And then we have 12 weeks, and it starts cooling down. Like, for real. I mean, we get some hot days in September, but basically we've got June, July, August. And June is almost here. And you know what else? I have not seen a fawn yet. I've been getting a bunch of video already from out in the food plot. They're waiting for it to grow as well. Some doe, and I actually saw my first buck the other day as well. I got a video of him. Too early to tell, but he's already like wying out right as he's coming out of his head. Maybe a decent buck, but yeah, I don't know. I'll show you. I'm going to go down to the wood yard right now, and I'm going to show you what else we got going on. I'm going to try something new. Well, first off, I got some big wood here. This is a big walnut right here. I'm not sure what to expect on this one. As you can see right here, it looks like trash. But somewheres in here, look at this. Japanese stiltgrass, even growing on this walnut log. Stuff grows everywhere. But somewhere in here, there should be some really good wood. The other end is solid. So we're going to get into sawing some walnut. And I actually put a short up the other day. Or no, it's going to publish tomorrow on some walnut sawing. I'm liking, I know a lot of people don't like them, but I am liking the shorts on YouTube because they now allow for a 3-minute video. And for me, that's kind of perfect for sawing lumber on the mill. Like, I don't want to do a 20 or 25-minute video on just sawing a log. In 3 minutes, we can kind of go over what it is, what I'm going to do with it, and see the end result. And I kind of like that. Sawmill videos, 20-30 minutes is too long if you're just sawing a log or something, in my opinion. I like that 3 minutes. So make sure you check them out. I did one the other day. Yeah, it's like 700 and some thousand views on it. And by the way, welcome all the new subscribers. We gained about 2,000 in the last couple days. So welcome. We also sawed some more red oak the other day. I got this stack done here. That's a little over 900 board feet. I hope I can lift it when it's done. I think I should be able to with the skid loader. Oh, and by the way, so many questions, comments saying I can't pick up this skid that I made. I'm not going to pick up the skid. I will pick the lumber up off the skid. This will sit right there for at least 6 months, and then it'll go into the kiln, and on the floor of the kiln will be 4x4s on 16-inch centers like those, and I'll just lift that lift off of there, take it right into the kiln, have another one right beside it, and we will have some beautiful kiln-dried oak. Question for you guys. Once this wood is stacked and stickered like it is, I like to put ratchet straps around it just to kind of hold everything in place. And when you go to move the pile, you don't have to worry about anything shifting. And a lot of people said I need a banding tool, which I agree. That would be great. However, my question is, do they make a banding tool with banding that you can get back on it and tighten it back up over time? That's why I use the ratchet straps, because you can do that. This wood, as it dries, it shrinks a little bit. Not much, but like this stack right here is 30 boards high. So if it just shrinks a wee little bit, each board, this whole pile will shrink. Like this pine over here, this is dry. It's ready to go. It's been air drying for a while. It could actually come off the sticks, which I don't know. I'll just leave it like it is. But I had this inside the building for a few months, and these ratchet straps were like guitar strings. And you come back like 2 months later, you know, pine dries a lot faster than oak. You could do 3, even 4 more clicks on the straps to tighten it back up because it shrank just a little bit. But when you have all those boards high, a little bit of shrinkage gets a loose pile. So I would like to find a banding tool, if they make one, that you can get back on it and tighten it up. Something else worth a mention, 2 things. One, that is a beautiful stack of wood. I'm not as young as I once was. These oak boards right here, I think these ones are about 16 inches wide. And they are about eye level. Well, I was feeling it this morning. I was, because when you put them up here, you don't want to knock your stickers all out of whack. So you got to get them big boards kind of above your head and then gently set the first one down on here. And this oak is heavy stuff. This is 16 inches wide, 8 feet long, green red oak. I could figure it out, but it's pretty heavy. Something else I've been working on, I just started this last night right before dark, actually. If I have oak slabs like this, I'm going to do my best to make this into a usable product. And this will take a bit of time to refine this system. I mean, I could build like a big bucking table. There's all kind of ideas floating around in my head, but I'm going to come up with a good way to process this into this right here. This is what you're looking at. Maybe about 20 minutes, a half hour. I had battery chainsaw. I even had a miter saw. Sometimes you've got pieces like this. This is only about 5/8 of an inch thick. When you're sawing on the mill, occasionally to end up where you want, you got to take a thin piece. Well, I had some wider boards, and then you take like 8 of them onto the split force, and you get pieces like this. And then you get big chunks like this. This came off of one of those slabs, and there's piles of those slabs in there. Then we also cut stickers, like sometimes out of boards like that. We're literally using every part of the log. The sawdust, not so much yet, because the wood chip / sawdust off the processor is a lot nicer. Off the mill, it's real fine, but we're real close to using every bit of the log. But when we saw stickers, you get stuff like this. I don't want to use this for a sticker, but this stuff here, I mean, this is perfect. I'm cutting everything 12 inches in length for like your small solo stoves, or, you know, the mid-sized ones, pizza wood, whatever. This is really, it's a nice mix, you know? Got this little stuff, the bigger stuff, all oak. I doubt we'll kiln dry this, waste of time with that. I'll just fill all my baskets with it, stack them up. Next year we'll use it, and I will find a market for this. People will love this once they start using it. Oak just burns so much longer than like most of the other stuff. Like your soft maples and your cherries, that's typically what we have for firewood here. But oak, hickory, stuff like that's fantastic. I would love to get like someone out west, or someone that just burns pine, get them one load of oak. It would change their life. It would. It just lasts so much longer, burns hotter, really good stuff. But those are some of the things that I've had going on the last couple days. Like I said, I will figure out a really good system for those slabs. And it's not just the slabs. It's the thin boards, it's the stickers, all that stuff is good burnable wood. Now, when I'm sawing cherry or maple or things like that, I'll probably just pile those slabs up, try to find somebody that wants them, and then they can spend the time cutting it and splitting it down into a usable product. I'm not going to fool with that. The oak, I will definitely spend my time on that, because it's really good stuff. But anyway, back to the subject of today's video, the Blu Ru here. Like I said, I put a little over 2,500 bucks into this, and it's tough because, like I said, it's not like you are increasing the value of the car, but it needed to be done. I was going back and forth. I was thinking of getting rid of this and getting something else to run around in, but at least with this, I know what I have. I know probably within the next year, gonna have to do some wheel bearings and maybe brakes. But besides that, it should be good for a couple more years. And as far as I'm concerned, this is perfect for me as a daily driver. Just out running around, put some miles on it. Every mile that I put on this is one less mile I put on my Super Duty, and this is really all I needed. I had to get that air conditioning fixed though, because that thing's like an oven in the summertime, but we got that going, and it's good. It's kind of funny because, like I said, that's all I want and all I need when I'm out in public, but for just driving around the property, I like this a lot. I really do. I never thought, you know, that you would need power windows and air conditioning and heat in a buggy, but I would never go back. This is so nice. I can't tell you how well it's going to hold up. It probably only has a couple hundred miles on it so far, but so far I'm really liking the Defender. The one thing that I don't like about it, changing the oil is kind of a nightmare. It is. I didn't know that before I bought it, but besides that, I really like this machine. It's just a joy, and it rides, you know what it rides like? It rides like one of them old Cadillacs used to. It just kind of through the woods. Oh, it's just a beautiful ride in that thing. Takes the bumps, the stumps, the ruts, takes everything really, really well. But I really like that machine. But anyway, this morning, I've just been kind of tinkering around here. I'm sharpening the 661. I got some big wood down there at the wood yard I need to cut down. We have a work day planned work afternoon planned, I should say, down at my mom's place this afternoon. We're going to see some big changes down there, but myself, all the kids, my nieces and nephews, everyone's going to go down, and we're going to do some work down there at my mom's place. So I'm just getting some stuff ready for that. And I'm going to take the excavator down, actually, in the grading bucket. She has a lot of stuff growing all around the house. I mean, a lot of stuff. And down along the parking area in the driveway, there's a little retaining wall that's kind of falling down, river rock, but it's just, you keep planting stuff, and you can cut it back, but it just takes over. So we're gonna start over in a few areas, and I'm gonna make it all easier to mow, but basically we're gonna rip a bunch of stuff out, and then this week I'll regrade some stuff, get some topsoil, put some new beds in, and just make it easier to mow. So you can expect to see that video coming up. But I think that's about it for today's video. Those are some updates on the Blu Ru and everything else. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.